Some of you may have heard that I tweaked my back out a little bit this weekend. So I'm just doing some extra self-care for it and wanted to share that with you in case you have any back issues going on. We're using our bodies a little bit differently these days, sitting more, maybe doing other activities that you don't normally do. I did a lot of gardening over the weekend. Pushed my body a little bit harder, but also working it a little bit differently and being a bit less active than I normally would. So just wanted to share something that I've been doing, some things that I've been doing that have been helpful. And regardless, this is a sweet practice if you just wanna mobilize and move your back. So number one is to both give yourself rest as well as stay as gently active as you can when you've injured yourself or hurt your back a little bit. So I've got a small foam roller. I don't know if you have a foam roller or not, but I'm going to use this roller. If you don't have a roller, just watch. There might be another type of household goodie that you could use to supplement with this. So I'm bringing this under my back, lying up to my back, placing the roller to begin onto my pelvis. So the sacrum is the triangular bone at the very base of your spine. And in between, the pelvis is housed in between the pelvic bones, the hip bones. I have the roller on both the pelvic bones as well as the sacrum, right about in the middle of the sacrum. The sacrum goes down to a tip and opens out to a triangle up towards the top of your back. So you want it just about in between in the middle. And I'm just going to settle into that. My feet are on the floor, my knees to the sky. And I'm filling and emptying my breath. And I'm just feeling what's here. So with back pain or any kind of injury, you want to go slowly. And you want to go slowly so that you can really feel and listen, inner listening. What's going on? Where does my body want to move? I'm finding myself wanting to press one knee forward very slowly and then the other knee forward very slowly. This is stretching out the belly a little bit. Deep in the belly is the psoas muscle, the deep hip flexor. And quite often when our backs are a little bit out, the psoas has something to do with that. One or the other might need a little extra opening. So I will focus on opening the front of my body as well as the back. So I've been here for probably about 30 or more seconds. I'm going to just move this prop up one notch. If you don't have this prop, see if you could roll up a towel or a blanket and place that underneath you. Now I'm rocking side to side. I'm more towards the top of the sacrum, the flatter plateau of the sacrum, where it engages with the lumbar spine. And I'm just walking my way up, rocking side to side, using the prop as a guidance and information. And when I feel something that's there, I pause. So, I feel some sensation, going to pause, and I'm going to move into letting my spine open, which means letting my belly open up to the sky, which means arching my back a little bit. Putting my back into gentle extension. Extension is when you're arching your back, and the opposite position is flexion, when you're hugging knees into chest and rounding back. So right now, just exploring extension, gentle moves. One knee presses forward, then the other. If there's any sharp pain, I back off. So just little rocks, little lengthenings out through the thighs, through the front body, the belly. Working with my breath, walking slowly. Now I'm starting to encounter my lumbar spine, the very bottom base of the spine, the low back. And I'm really going to move slow here and feel in. So I'm using this prop, which is small. So it's present, but it's not overtaking my body's ability to move and be with this. So be aware, be cautious, move slowly and breathe. And I'm continuing to walk up my spine. I'm still at the lumbar level of my spine. And I'm letting my belly puff out. This is the beginning. Just moving into the beginnings of this extension phase. And I'm starting to roll even further over off the spine, more over to the waistline side, the width of my low back into the side body a little bit, rocking now my knees side to side. Breathing. Hoping you can see this. And still walking my way up the spine. And pausing in a place where I feel, I'm feeling some information here. I'm coming to the top of my lumbar spine now, where the next level of my spine meets. So the thoracic spine is the mid-back spine, and all the ribs attached to the thoracic spine. So there's more information here. I'm going to lengthen my legs out now and see what that feels like. And it feels really nice. So if that feels nice for you, try it. If it doesn't, stay with your knees bent or find a different position for your legs. So what I'm doing is lengthening out one leg, walking one heel out longer and then the other heel out longer. And this is just a nice gentle stretch for my back. And I'm inspired to reach my arms overhead and reach through the same arm as the same leg I'm reaching. So right heel gets longer, right fingertips reach longer away from that heel. Left heel reaches long, left fingertips reach. And I'm just moving like this side to side. And I'm kind of paused in that juncture where the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine meet. And I'm just going to take a big stretch here, reaching out through my fingers, through my heels, now pointing toes and still reaching through fingertips, engaging my thighs a little bit, scooting my belly in, taking one more breath here. And slowly, gently, I'm going to come off of this prop. Feet to the floor, hips rise, taking the prop off, and just pausing before I move. Breathing, letting my jaw relax. Feeling into any sensations and moving with those sensations. I'm called to let my arms, my wrists, my fingers move a little bit, my head, and then drawing hips closer, knees closer to chest, and just take it as far as is comfortable for you, hugging knees into chest. I'm going to circle out my ankles. So these little movements to other parts of the body are really important. It's really integrating so the whole system can catch up and rearrange itself. I've had a lot of sort of cricks and cracks as I've been working with this minor injury. I'm going to take hands to knees and circle. Circle those knees. I'm starting in a clockwise position, and that's taking me all around the tour of my back, hips, and pelvis. And then I'm going to circle in the other direction. And I also notice it affects my head and my neck and my chin. I'm just working with these motions. And then I'm going to send my knees away and stretch my arms and stretch the upper back a little bit. Tucking chin. Breathing. And now hollowing out my belly, squeezing belly in. Maybe I can hug a little deeper. I can. And then transitioning to checking out my legs a little bit, lifting legs to the sky. So if you can take your hands to your feet, do so. If you can't, just take your hands somewhere on your legs. And again, circle out the ankles, circling in both directions. Breathing along with this. My legs are in a kind of a narrow V. And I'm going to work my legs toward one another and see what it feels like as my inner thighs meet and my feet meet. There's real sensation here for me. So I'm going to work with that. I'm going to wiggle it out. Walk one hip bone out and then the other. Just like I was walking my heels, pressing one hip bone away and then the other. Opening my jaw. It's nice to reach through my arms and hands, kind of mirroring the motion of my hips. Taking one last breath here. Reaching through the legs, reaching through the arms, tucking the chin and lengthening out through the tailbone. Big breath in, and I'm going to roll onto my side and come to all fours. And breathe and pause. So my shoulders over my wrists, my hips in line with my knees. My belly is now drawing in, and I'm really supporting my low back through the strength of my core. Lengthening out through the crown of the head and drawing back through my tailbone. And scooching in my belly. Taking my hand, my right hand, to my belly and just giving it a little touch. Circular clockwise motion with my hand, just to remind myself to attend to my center, my core, which will support generally lots of different types of low back pain. Coming on back, and I'm going to try out some cats and cows. So on inhale, I'm lifting chin, chest, eyes, and tail. And on exhale, I'm rounding in. Tucking my chin, tucking my tail, squeezing my belly. And I'm looking for places that are uncomfortable. And I'm not going to go deep into that discomfort, but I'm going to say hello to it. I'm going to explore it. I'm willing to touch the edge of it. And then I'm willing to move in another direction. So opening up on inhale and rounding on exhale. Inhale, the pelvis tilts. The tailbone tilts upward, the eyes look up, the throat opens, the chest opens. And exhale, the belly squeezes and the tail tucks through the legs, the chin tucks, the head drops down toward the floor. And just working slowly and gently. For me, I feel more sensation, a little more of the pain sensation as I come into the cat phase, the Halloween cat phase, with my chin tucked and my tail tucked. So I'm just gonna kind of pause there and move and explore. I'm moving my hips, I'm moving my head a little bit. I'm moving my jaw, my rib cage, my waistline. And then I'm gonna come out of it and come into the cow phase with my chin lifting and my tailbone lifting and my belly dropping. And pausing there and really breathing into that comforting shape that's more comfortable for me right now. And just moving between the two places and pausing and exploring. Seeing how much of my spine I can feel and notice. And you can take this for a long time. And if there's discomfort here, just be very micro with your explorations. I'm going to start shifting my weight from left knee to left hand to right knee, and I'm just going to move in a circle through my body. So my belly button might be drawing a circle onto my mat. Breathing all the way with this. And you could take this really tiny, or you could start getting bigger with it. You choose. Let your body guide you. So my hips start drawing back toward my heels, and I'm working my hip out to one side And then the other side, and hips go back. And then finally, I start to open and pause maybe a little bit into a back bend shape, but I keep moving. But I'm willing to pause and feel all the different places and parts of this circle that I can. And your areas might be different from mine, where you want to pause, like, oh, it feels nice to pause off to the side here. And maybe it feels less nice to pause on one side or the other. Just explore that and rest, come back to center. Draw your hand to your belly again and circle out through the belly, just reminding yourself to engage that core, to keep it connected. By engaging the core, I mean lifting the belly up toward the spine, up toward the sky, while still maintaining lots of length. Now I'm going to reach the right leg out and come on the ball of the right foot and reach my right heel back. This is just a really nice stretch for the sole of the foot, the toes, the calf, and the back of the leg. And I like to take it into a little bounce. You may choose to stay in stillness. See if you can continue to feel all 5 toes of that foot. Belly is still engaged and there as part of the experience. And I'm going to reach my leg up into the air and just pause and feel and reach. And notice the bones of the leg. And how my leg is connected to my pelvis, and how my pelvis is connected to my leg, and how my pelvis is connected to my spine. I'm going to lengthen my left arm forward in opposition. And just feel into that stretch. Draw my belly in. Lengthen through the bones of the arm and the leg. Circle out the wrist and the ankle. So the movement through the joints can be really integrating, really connective. I'm just going to take one more breath like this. You could stay longer. Stay as long as you like here. One last breath for me. And I'm going to come back to neutral. And I'm just going to move around any way I want. I'm being called to press into a child pose. Hips back to heels, arms extend, forehead to floor. Big breath in and a sigh out. Feeling into my shoulders now, a little more than I had been. And in own timing, in your own timing, rising back up. And let's explore the second side. So coming onto the ball of the left foot and spreading out those 5 toes of the left foot, lengthening out through the leg and through the heel, and just really spreading through the leg. You might come into a bounce, or you may stay in stillness. See what feels good for you. I'm still engaging my core. My abs are drawing in and up toward the sky. Noticing how that might affect my breath. With the strength of my belly engaged, I can still breathe. I can still talk to you with ease. Check that out for yourself. And then floating that left leg up into space. And noticing how my leg engages with my pelvis, and how my pelvis engages with my leg, and how my pelvis engages with my spine and the rest of my body. And then reaching right arm forward. Feeling the center and reaching through the bones. Circling out through the wrist and ankle. Exploring the connection, fingertips back through the leg and foot. Exploring the connection through breath. One more, inhale. Right hand comes back down, and I'm going to press back one more time into child pose. I'm going to wiggle my way back, nesting myself into this pose, reaching out through the arms. Breathing big. Rising up. So did some nice work for the legs and the pelvis, and just wanted to end with a little bit of upper body connection. And I'm going to propose standing because the legs have been opened up a little bit. So just give them a little shake and wiggle. And take your hands to your waistline and just take a little side to side motion. starting to move and explore the upper body, upper back, mid back. And I'm walking my fingers along my rib cage, just touching in. And then I'm gonna sweep my arms high, interlace fingers, reach long through the arms, extend long through the side body, connect my upper body to my lower body. So really ground through the legs and feet and rise through the central line of my body. However you can explore that. Tailbone dropping, pubic bone lifting so that belly stays engaged with this big stretch through the arms, palms opening. Thighs might engage. Really feel into your full length. Take a breath. And then left hand comes down and right arm sweeps across in a gentle side bend. I'm not going very far. I'm really honoring gentleness today, working with any pain and also any gentle readjustments that might happen through this gentle stretch exploration. And then switching sides, right arm down, left arm sweeps across. And again, not too far, staying grounded through the feet, noticing any micro movements that want to happen through my body, for me today. Really learning how to take care of self by listening, by slowing down, by doing less perhaps than you might normally. Come on back through center and churn those shoulders, circle out the shoulders, letting the arms follow, stay loose in the joints, the elbows, the wrists, each finger, the neck spine, circling and churning forward, up, back, and down, and then meeting with the hands interlaced behind the back. And if you can't clasp the hands, use a strap or a towel. Stand firm through your feet, reach the arms away from your body and lift your chest. Stay rooted through the legs as you rise through the heart. Maybe the eyes look up. Take a breath, shoulders drop, heart lifts. Reach the arms back high, come a little more to neutral. And then take your hands to your head and tuck your chin, and we'll just round the spine a little bit. Rounding from tailbone through head, C-shape to the spine. And then finding your way, tailbone reaching down to floor, crown of head rising up to sky. And just finding center. So that was a little gentle exploration through the body for if you might be feeling a little off kilter in your back. My pain was it's much better today actually. It wasn't just in the low back, so did a lot of focus for the low back, but also let that kind of rise through the rest of the system. That is how our bodies work. Everything's connected. So if you start this practice and notice something different than what I'm offering, follow your own flow. Listen to your body's wisdom. There's so much wisdom here. And right now there's so much shift and change. So going slow, slowing down, honoring what is now, what is here, what is small, listening to the whispers is so helpful right now. So I hope this is a supportive, little gentle self-care moment. And I hope you enjoy your day. Namaste.